Alright, so I had to actually understand what the hell is going on. Special thanks to Dawson, but holy freak. So, I've just been notified that Hartley has been fired. And no one actually is like trying to piece the two together until I just looked at someone who actually is just about to talk about how Brie Larson lied about doing her own stunts. Yeah, that's an old video. But anyways, holy crap. So you're telling me that they're firing the guy who's playing Elongated Man over a tweet he did 8 years ago. I don't know what's the tweet, but I can just say, let it go, honey bun. Let it go. 2012, let it go. I get it that, yes, it might look bad. I don't know what the freaking tweet is. It might look horribly bad, but listen, it has happened 8 freaking damn years ago. And for people who don't understand, what I actually believe myself is that is the person, depending on what the tweet is he acting on it today? Has he learned what he have done? Has he actually continued on saying that crap? It's like, no, you said 8 years later, right? So get the fuck over it. I do not want you just to freaking say, oh, well, what he said, he's fired. And it's like, listen, I don't care what the fuck he said. The thing is that you're making a story. And you kept on doing good and stacking what a elongated story is. And now you're going to fire his ass over something and his story is going to be gone. And even though you're like, we're doing justice, da, 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 you're screwing over the fans, though. The thing is that in the end, it's like, oh, you're not punishing him, you're punishing the fans most of all. We don't get to see your freaking damn story now because you fired him. Again, I don't know what the hell he did. Hopefully, I'm talking about it in detail on screen. I don't know what he did, but on screen, most likely, I'm talking about it. But I'm just saying there's no real reason why someone should be charged or someone should be freaking screwed over for things he have done in the past. If he said it in the past, it's gone. Okay? The time to get accused of what he's done, of what he said, was that time, 8 years ago. So unless you can do what freaking Pitbull's talking about, back in time, baby. Back in time, baby. It's like if you can go back in time and kick his ass, just like many things, it's like, yeah, if you can go back in time and freaking kick his ass as soon as he made that freaking tweet, okay, that's justice. But since we don't have time travel, the best thing is to keep moving on forward. Because we didn't actually notice, and when you hired him, maybe you should have did some digging, man. Maybe you should have did some digging. Because now you're like, oh, we made a horrible mistake. Oh, we're firing him now. I'm like, you're firing him now. We have no idea what the movie Flash, Ezra Miller, what's going on with him. What's even worse is that who cares about him in the Flash? What about him in freaking Fantastic Beasts? What the fuck is gonna happen now? You just stacked his character, and it's like, are you going to fire him completely, WB? I mean, for story's sake, don't freaking damn do that. For story's sake, do not freaking damn do that. Even with Hawkeye over there, even with Mr. Jeremy. Yeah, it's like they both did something messed the freak up. They actually hit a woman. It's like one hit a random fan girl. The other one actually hit his wife or something. The thing is that it looks like to me you're about to actually end Hawkeye's feature. He's not going to come back anymore because I thought you were doing this TV show called Hawkeye, and I thought that's basically him passing the torch. Considering he lost freaking Black Widow, it makes sense that he's going to pass the torch to a new generation, and he's going to actually not do anything anymore. He's stepping aside. Yes, he might actually be back for voicing over for What If, but that's it. For me personally, I'm like, yeah, don't cancel the damn series. Let it happen. Allow it to be his farewell. And then after that, well, it's just going to be voiceovers. And if you really want to continue to say, oh, yeah, you're getting screwed over, buddy, then cut his pay then. Cut his freaking damn pay. I that think that's basically it. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you can maybe voice over. No, he can't because they're doing twists and turns. So that means that no, they need his voice. So it's like getting in is like if the story needs him, if the story needs a person that you're like, oh my gosh, he did something very, very wrong back in the past, or oh my gosh, he just did something recently. I know it's messed up to actually give them whatever they want, but I'm just saying, keep them until the story is over. As soon as the story is over, you can boot their ass. So the fans win, and eventually you win. Because for all I know, you might want to do more with them. Like for instance, for Hawkeye, forever, for instance, who knows? Maybe you wanted to do some extra stuff with him after the series, after the series, and after actually doing What If. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But the thing is, he did the crap. So as soon as he finishes the certain thing, which is the TV series and does the voiceovers, then you can kick him to the curb and pretend he doesn't even friggin' damn exist. Not this where it's like, oh no, he did something messed up. Take him out. And it's like, so now we're gonna get a new person who voices him. The TV show's canceled. The hell, man. The hell. It's like I understand it's messed the freak up. It's like even the Batman beforehand, he got accusations. But yet they still continued with him. Even though he had accusations, they still continued with him. Um Crap, what was his name? I see his name, Christian Bale. He has accusations against him, but yet he still got to do some more work. I mean, yeah, I know some are actually, that's accusations. This is real, but I'm like, do you really want to actually screw him over? Or it's like, do you really want to screw him over? Or do you actually realize that you're not only screwing him over, technically kinda, but you're screwing over the fans most of all? That's what you're really doing. What you're doing here is screwing over the fans. Hartley, whatever he did, whatever he said 8 years ago, most likely it could be awful, very awful. But the thing is, I want to see the damn ass story. Who gives a shit what he freaking damn did 8 years ago? Who gives? No one gives a shit what I did 8 years ago. What, 2012? I was in college. Yeah, it's like no one's like, oh yeah, yeah. It's like, who cares? Sorry to be a jerk, but who cares? That happened back then. No one digged until now, and it's like, oh my gosh! It's like anyone can dig into someone's past and find something messed to freak up. Anyone can. Anyone freaking damn can, man. So, besides throwing stones at people, there's so many stones you can throw at yourself, right? You know all your dirty content, and it's like anyone can be like, oh yeah, 12 years ago he did that, or it didn't. Like for instance, I think like a year or two ago, someone would be like, oh my gosh, he freaking yelled and showed disrespect to elderly people, and it's like, yeah, that's bad, isn't it? That's bad that someone's like, oh my gosh, oh good lord, what have you done? And it's like, yeah, well, look at today's news. Someone did worse. Someone actually pushed an old man and he went on the pavement. It doesn't look good for him. I hope he's okay. 75 years old? What the frick? It's like, yeah, it makes my actions look very messed up too. It's like, in this day and age of where it's like, oh my gosh, you did something on Twitter or you said something. Yeah, you know someone who actually has so much that it's like water under the bridge? I'll give you a hint of a person that actually is like, yeah, before you actually say he did this crap in Twitter 8 years ago, look who's doing crap right now. So it's like, yeah, I'm sorry to say this, but anyone digging for anything on anyone on Twitter for the past decade or ever since Twitter started, I'm sorry, but there's more people who actually did more shit than him and keep on doing the same crap. So it's like, unless you have something that's like he's been secretly doing this in a secret account and it was him the whole entire time and he's been doing it from 8 years to now, Let him freaking continue to act. Don't fire his ass. Do not fire his ass. My gosh, one horrible step now, and now you're going to say, oh, we're making a new character for Batwoman instead of actually replacing her. Kind of a good idea. I kind of have to see how it goes. But still, it kind of ruins the whole entire series, doesn't it? And I don't know. It's like she said something about, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was going to be big. Well, then you should have stepped aside, you dumbass. You should have stepped aside and allowed someone else to be casted as Batwoman, not you. Sorry to be a jerk, but it's like, yeah, that's as bad as Judith Hogarth. I think that's her name from Ninja Turtles, which is kind of funny being like, Robin Williams was the one that actually told her to do it. You bastard! Your freaking greatest sin to us all.
Seems like a joke to me.